On to 4 shots fired incidents within 5 hours. We'll have the latest.
Plus, protests calling for justice continue here in Madison as the officer charged with the death of George Floyd heads to court today.
This is News 3 Now this morning.
Good Monday. Thanks for joining us on this. Good morning, folks. Thanks for joining us on the.
I'm Josh Brighter. We're going to start with some breaking news out of 1 shooting and 3 shots fired calls. They all happened within 5 hours overnight.
The first call came in after 7 on Moore Street near the Krieger-Haskell Golf Course. Then a few minutes later, police responded to a double shooting about a mile away on South Madison Road. That's near the Woodmans in that city. Both people shot, by the way, are doing okay this morning.
Around 11:30, officers. Another shots fired call. We want to apologize for the technical difficulties right now. An hour later, the last call on Hackett Street near the Abundant Life Church of Beloit.
Now, we have a map of all of these cases up on channel3000.com. You can see there that all of them are within a mile of one another. Beloit police do not have anyone under arrest as of this morning.
More breaking news overnight out of Madison. A 19-year-old man is recovering in the hospital after being shot on the city's east side. This happened just after 8 last night near the Walgreens on East Washington Avenue. Police tell us it's no longer an active scene. We're told it was a targeted incident, so there's no threat to the public.
And more breaking news in Janesville. We have an update for you on Saturday's shooting in that city. Police say they're looking for a teen, 17-year-old Keenan Clemens. He's wanted for attempted first-degree intentional homicide. Police say Clemens is connected to a shooting near Lincoln Elementary School on Conde Street. This all happened Saturday afternoon. A victim in that shooting is still in the hospital this morning. Happening today, the former police officer accused of second-degree murder for the death of George Floyd is set to make his first appearance in court. Derek Chauvin will appear virtually before a judge this afternoon. The former Minneapolis police officer is accused of kneeling on Floyd's neck for almost 9 minutes. He faces a second-degree manslaughter charge along with that murder allegation. 3 ex-officers who were with him at the time are accused of aiding and abetting in Floyd's death.
Also happening today, a memorial for George Floyd will be held in his hometown of Houston, Texas. This is the 3rd and final service held in his honor. Others were held in North Carolina near where he was born and in Minneapolis where he died. He'll be buried next to his mother during a private service tomorrow. Demonstrations demanding justice for Floyd and supporting the Black Lives Matter movement continue into their 2nd week in Madison.
Thousands flooded Library Mall, marching up and down State Street and the steps of the Capitol last night. Once the marching ended, a group of speakers addressed the crowds, hitting on topics ranging from personal experiences to what allies can do to support. Organizers say this is the continuation of a movement that started in 2015 after Madison teen Tony Robinson was shot and killed by police.
So we wanted to bring together the faith community to really show our solidarity and our support with those who are really protesting for significant change in our communities. You know, whether it's talking about the, supporting different ways in which we can reorganize policing, thinking about school, thinking about education, support for our communities. So all those different things we've really been pushing for years. And so now we're coming back and saying we need to finish the work.
Protesters cleared the area up just before midnight. That's the earliest we've seen them leave since they started.
Madison Mayor Sati Rhodes Conway says she hears the voices of protesters and is taking a pledge to review the police department's policies. The mayor says the city will take step toward hiring its first independent police auditor at this week's city council meeting and is also moving forward in a search for a new police chief. It's part of the reform effort headed by former President Barack Obama. The former president is asking cities to review and reform use of force policies, engage community input from diverse voices, and share findings with the community. Several Madison elders are also taking that pledge. Interim Police Chief Vic Wall, meanwhile, is sharing more information about MPD policies. On his blog, Wall writes that MPD does not train officers in chokeholds and has a policy on de-escalation techniques. He says officers are also required to give warning and take all other possible measures before shooting. MPD policy also requires officers to intervene when they observe excessive force.
The Madison Teachers Union is calling for the removal of school resource officers from the city's 4 high schools under one condition. In a statement, MTI asks the district for more full-time social workers if officers are pulled from schools. Union President Andy Wadey writes in part, "If we're serious about being anti-racist as a Madison community, we must fully support our students, not just by subtracting one group, but by significantly adding another." Madison School Board President Gloria Reyes says she thinks removing police from schools may not be the answer. She says the focus should be on the institutional racism in police culture and said SROs give the district more control over policing.
Right now, Tropical Storm Cristobal is bearing down on Louisiana this morning. That storm made landfall last night, bringing some heavy rain and flooding, as you see here. That storm is packing winds of up to 50 miles per hour, and right now some residents in waterside communities near New Orleans are urged to evacuate. Hattie's been keeping a close eye on this system, which is set to impact us here in the next couple of days.
It certainly is rare, Josh, that we talk about the remnants of a tropical storm making it into southern Wisconsin, but that is the case. So let's take a look at Doppler track this morning, and you'll see exactly where the rain bands from this particular system are. It's already moved onshore, obviously, and the heaviest rain is on the northern side of this system, extending from parts of Louisiana through Mississippi and into Alabama this morning. This storm is going to track northward over the next 24 to 48 hours. So I do expect the rain to make it into southern Wisconsin by tomorrow afternoon. Has prompted alert days for us on Tuesday and Wednesday. Now the biggest threat with this storm is the heavy rain potential. We'll be adding up the rain in inches this time, and it's coming over the 2-day period, Tuesday into Wednesday. There's also a minimal severe weather threat as the storm system moves in. The highest impact from the storm is likely to be through southwestern Wisconsin into the central part of the state. That's where we expect the heaviest rain totals to be, just west of Madison and Dane County. Lighter rain totals, but there's the potential for a strong thunderstorm or two that could possibly spin up a tornado Tuesday afternoon. A flash flood watch is in effect for southwestern Wisconsin in advance of this system. It'll go into effect tomorrow afternoon through the evening hours. Here's a look at potential rain from this particular system, around 1.5 inches, maybe a little bit more here in Madison. Those numbers do increase as you head into southwestern Wisconsin. They'll likely be in the 2 to 3 inch range in most locations. Now our severe weather outlook, as I mentioned, relatively small, but there is that small potential Madison and points to the south and east for some severe weather. Future track wind gusts are going to be strong as well as the storm system moves in. Initially winds will be from the east, but they'll gust in the 30 to 40 mile an hour range. They'll stay strong through the evening hours, especially for south central and southeastern Wisconsin. Your future track forecast today shows you temperatures climbing quickly. We don't have any rain in the forecast today as high temperatures climb into the 80s by lunchtime. We're going higher than that, though. It is going to be warmer than it was yesterday, with temperatures flirting with 90 degrees later on this afternoon. Again, that rain is expected to move in after lunchtime. Here's 12:30. Some of those initial rain bands beginning to move in. The rain quickly moves across southern Wisconsin, though, through the afternoon and evening. Here's a look at your extended forecast. Once we're done with these rain threats on Wednesday, things dry out. There's just a slight chance for a shower or two on Thursday, but otherwise, nice forecast setting up this weekend. A little cooler than normal, with highs back in the low to mid 70s.
Okay, this has to be a record. We've had, what, 3 weekends of good weather in a row?
Yeah, that's...
Wait, let's not complain.
That's true. I probably just jinxed it, too.
After how long we dealt with those wet and just kind of cold weekends,
Right.
cloudy weekends.
I know, we deserve it.
We do. All right, Hads, thanks.
6:08 now. More National Guard units are being called home as protests around the country maintain peace. Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti says all but a few guardsmen in his city will be relieved of duty. Those few will stay until June 10th to provide emergency support if needed. This follows a similar move from President Trump, who ordered the Guard to withdraw from D.C. yesterday morning. Roughly 5,000 National Guard troops were brought in to patrol the nation's capital.
Former Republican Secretary of State Colin Powell is accusing President Trump of drifting away from the Constitution. On CNN's State of the Union, Powell explained why he's among the growing list of former top military officials now speaking out against Trump's response to George Floyd protests.
Insulting anybody who dared to speak against him. And that is dangerous for our democracy. It's dangerous for our country. And I think what we're seeing now, the most massive protest movement I have ever seen in my life, I think this suggests that the country is getting wise to this and we're not going to put up with it anymore.
Powell says he is planning to vote for Joe Biden for president in November. Shortly after his remarks, the president referred to Powell in a tweet saying he is, quote, highly overrated and a real stiff.
Reebok says it will no longer be affiliated with CrossFit after comments from the company's CEO about the death of George Floyd. CEO Greg Glassman replied to a tweet calling racism and discrimination public health issues, saying they should be referred to as Floyd-19, a play, of course, on COVID-19. Glassman later apologized for his comments, saying he was wrong to bring Floyd's name into things and calling Floyd a hero in the black community. Reebok says it will carry out its commitment to this year's CrossFit Games, but it will not be involved in future events.
10 minutes past 6 o'clock on this Monday, and a look at the roads right now. No crashes to report across the Madison Metro. Just a few delays popping up along East Washington Avenue. Beltline looking good so far. There's your drive times if you're heading in from the interstate, around 4 minutes to John Nolan Drive. John Nolan looking clear. That's your first warn traffic.
6:10 your time now. Coming up, the only drug known to treat the coronavirus is in short supply this morning. When its maker says we could see more back on the shelves.
And as travel companies try to recover from the pandemic, one airline is cutting ties with several airports. How this could impact your upcoming travel plans when we come back.
Welcome to the all-new Dwellings.
Habitat for Humanity of Dane County provides local families long-term stability through home ownership. Statistics show children from stable housing are more likely to get better grades, finish high school, and graduate from college. Strengthen our community. Support Habitat Dane County.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. With over 40 filtration systems, all NSF certified, including the world's best softener, no one filters more than Culligan Water. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Now I get to make a difference in people's lives the way that the nurses that took care of my grandma made a difference in her life.
Now is the time to change your life. Herzing University makes it possible without leaving home. Herzing offers dozens of online degrees in nursing, healthcare, IT, and business. Start studying online and take the first step toward a new career.
I'm an ICU nurse.
I'm possible at Herzing.
The Our Home is the training ground for her dreams policy from American Family Insurance. Insure carefully. Dream fearlessly.
Feldco season is here, and the signs are all around us. Like free installation on all windows, siding, and doors, and no interest for 1 year. It's time to jump on that home renovation project and free installation, all from the comfort of home. That gives you time to make the most of your Feldco season.
Free installation ends soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
If you have a fear of overpaying, you have FOOP. But don't worry, US Cellular has your back with the Samsung Galaxy S25G. Free when you switch, plus no activation fees. Stream without disruption, capture and post without restriction, and do it all without FOOP. Switch and get a free Samsung Galaxy S25G at US Cellular. Choose fair.
Dwellings, Madison's best kept $150 secret. Now open in Fitchburg.
New developments out of New Zealand this morning, where the coronavirus is no more. The country's prime minister says the last known patient has recovered from the virus. It's been 17 days since a new case was reported. This is the first time since February New Zealand has had no active cases. Just over 1,500 of its 5 million citizens contracted the virus and 22 died. Back here in the U.S., the CDC is closely monitoring the demonstrations happening across the country. The comments come amid concerns that the protests could spur national or additional coronavirus outbreaks here. Officials say the protests make it difficult to maintain social distancing, potentially putting others at risk. They're also concerned about the use of tear gas and similar chemical agents on protesters as they cause people to cough, which can increase transmission of the virus. Health experts recommend anyone who participates in protests consider getting tested for the virus.
6:14 now. The percentage of positive COVID-19 tests in our state is down to 2.3%, declining for its fourth day in a row. Health officials are reporting 264 new cases of the virus, just over half of the nearly 500 cases reported Thursday. DHS data shows only 2 more people have died from the virus, putting the state's total at 647. About 70% of Wisconsin's almost 21,000 cases have recovered.
Breaking news just into the newsroom this half hour. A new study says 60 million coronavirus infections have been prevented because of shutdown orders in the U.S. In China, it's as many as 285 million. This new study is out of UC Berkeley this morning. One significant finding, school closures seem to have no significant effect. However, the authors say this issue requires more research.
The U.S. is running out of the only drug known to help with COVID-19. A doctor with the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services says the last shipment of remdesivir goes out June 29th. The company that makes it is increasing production and hopes to have more before that happens. Remdesivir is the only drug currently known to reduce the number of days coronavirus patients spend in the hospital. A surprising jobs report could delay another coronavirus aid bill from Congress. That report was originally expected to show the worst unemployment record since the Great Depression. Instead, employers unexpectedly added 2.5 million workers to its payrolls in May. Republicans say that number reinforces their decision to put the brakes on a $3 trillion package that Democrats in the House have already passed. No word yet on how Democrats plan to respond.
Right now, Delta Airlines is suspending service to and from 11 airports to help lower costs amid the pandemic. The list announced over the weekend includes Aspen, Colorado, Erie, Pennsylvania, Lincoln, Nebraska, and Peoria, Illinois. Delta says the city's cut make up to 5% of the domestic airports it serves. The 11 cities will still be covered by at least one other airline. Delta says they will work to compensate you if this affects any upcoming trips.
6:16 your time on this Monday. Miss Hattie McLean giving us a peek at what appears to be a pool day. Hattie.
Yeah, for the polar bear and the rest of us, I think. Take a look from the Henry Valley Zoo sky camera. Polar bear's still doing laps. It's a pretty good place for the polar bear today. Temperatures are going to be much warmer than he would like it. Here is a look at our current temperature reading. 62 in Madison, 63 in Janesville, 62 in the Dells. A little warmer in Platteville and Prairie du Chien where we have 66 degrees. Dew points are still in the 50s, so if there is any encouraging word today, it's that it's not going to be as humid as it could be with these warm temperatures. Dew points are expected to climb a little bit, but still stay in that comfortable range today. Temperatures may not be so comfortable. Here's a look at your highs. 91 in Madison, 85 in the Dells, 88 in Mineral Point, Janesville tops at 89. So most of us flirting with 90 degrees today. Your temperatures will still stay warm through the evening hours. Heat index values maybe just a little bit warmer than the actual air temperature. We could see those heat index values reach 93 to 95 degrees this afternoon. It's still going to be pretty sticky this evening. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll talk about the remnants of CRISTOBAL and where exactly they are headed and how much rain we'll get here in southern Wisconsin.
Yeah, a couple of alert days ahead, huh?
Yes, there are, Tuesday and Wednesday.
All right, thank you, Hattie. 6:18 your time now. You have most likely heard of the 5G cellular network, maybe from TV commercials. Consumer Reports explains how it works and when we could see it in our own community.
Mama?
5G, it works. Probably seen commercials like this one touting 5G, but what is it?
5G will be a game changer because in addition to faster data speeds, it lays the groundwork for more advanced uses like autonomous vehicles and smart cities.
That's a ways away, but soon 5G will allow faster downloads for videos, games, and music, up to 5 times faster than 4G or LTE. And 5G can handle more devices at once, so you won't have to worry about bad service in crowded places. So where is 5G, and what do you need to get it?
5G networks are still being built across the country. For now, the bigger carriers offer it in many major cities, but some smaller ones too.
But unless you already have a 5G compatible phone, you'll need a new one to take advantage of this technology. Phones that support 5G include the US versions of Samsung's newest flagship phones, the Galaxy S20, S20 Plus, and S20 Ultra. LG, Motorola, and OnePlus also offer 5G models. But if you're an Apple fan, you'll have to wait. The company has not yet announced plans for a 5G phone. So one more note on 5G. You might have heard some conspiracy theories that 5G contributed to the coronavirus. Experts say that's completely false.
All right, 6:19. Today is 608 Day, of course, a play on our area code. This is a day to celebrate our community and shop local.
And with the coronavirus pandemic, local businesses could sure use your support now more than ever. For a list of local businesses participating in that special 608 Day and all the deals, head on over to channel3000.com.
Yeah, there's a long list of them, too.
We were taking a peek at it. Take advantage.
A little bit of everything. All right, still ahead for us on this Monday morning. If you feel like you're not washing your hands often enough, don't worry, of course, there's an app for that.
Of course there is. And coming up in our next half hour, we're taking a look at how you and your kids can safely navigate the outdoors amid the coronavirus pandemic this summer. It is 6:20. Stay with us. We're back after the break.
I'm possible at Herzing.
Here's to the road ahead. Trust Toyota to be here for you.
Now every hybrid vehicle in Toyota's lineup is available with 0% financing. With fewer stops for gas, Toyota hybrids give you the confidence to go farther. And with 0% financing, Toyota hybrids are even more thrilling. Enjoy more freedom in a Toyota hybrid. See your Toyota dealer or shop and buy online.
All from the brand you trust, today and tomorrow. Toyota.
Rogan's Shoes retail stores are now open. When you visit Rogan's, we'll be practicing good social distancing for the protection of all customers and employees. If you would like to limit contact and have curbside pickup, just call your local store to set it up. If you prefer to shop online, Rogan's Shoes would like to remind you our website is open and we are still offering free shipping. Rogan's wants to help by providing you the best solution possible for your family. Selection, service, and savings. That's Rogan's.
Selection, service, name brands, and the second pair is half price. Visit online at roganshoes.com.
At Machinery Row Bicycles, you'll find Wisconsin's largest selection of triathlon and time trial bicycles from Giant, Liv, Felt, and Trek. Whether you're signed up for your very first sprint triathlon or you're looking to take home the Ironman Wisconsin title, we've got the bicycle in service for you. Machinery Row Bicycles offers you expertise in accessories, clothing, nutrition, rentals, and fitting services. Machinery Row Bicycles is within sight of the Ironman starting line and right on the bicycle path. So transition into the most beautiful bicycle store in the world, Machinery Row Bicycles.
You were always the responsible one, so much like me, always taking care of everyone else. But this wasn't your responsibility. I already took care of the arrangements. The Ryans made it so easy. I didn't want you to worry about a thing. It's my last gift to you, my lovely daughter.
At Papa Murphy's, we knead seriously, chop seriously, and shred seriously. Because we're serious about Tuesdays, even if you're not. Every Tuesday, get a large pizza for just $10. Papa Murphy's. Change the way you pizza.
Now, first in Sir Jenian's 90-year history, we're offering Karastan at 30% off, up to $1,000 in rebates and 18-month financing. Enjoy a safe shopping experience and price reductions, cash rebates, and special financing. Local, sustainable Sir Jenian's.
Every day, our doctors and nurses, our cooks, housekeepers, therapists, and every member of your healthcare team give the most of themselves to care for you, to care for our community. These are your champions of health.
6:23 on your Monday morning, and this is a beautiful start right here. This is Eric sharing his My News 3 morning. Look at that.
Boy, if you're having a tough time getting out of bed on this Monday morning, you got two options. You can take a peek at this sunrise, or the one we got out there is pretty decent.
We've had some fantastic sunrises, like even over the weekend. Like, it was just beautiful to be able to enjoy some blue skies, and now that the sun's coming up even earlier too.
Exactly. Folks, wake up with us at 4:30.
Why not?
Why not?
Or you can set your alarm at like 2:45 like me.
Okay, the sun's not out then. Let's not push it for people. Feel free to, though.
A day in the life of Josh, Leah, and Chris.
Oh, boy.
And Hattie. Hattie's up at 2. Hattie's up even earlier than
Where's
us.
the coffee?
2:45.
Oh, boy.
Mine goes off at 2.
That's sleeping in for Hattie.
Yeah.
Well, hey, Eric, thanks for sharing that picture. If you have a photo you'd like us to share, post it on our Facebook page or on Twitter and use that hashtag MyNews3Mornings. We can find and share them.
Yeah, it's our favorite part of the morning every day. So
Indeed
please do that.
6:24 now. Paramount is removing the paywall for the movie Selma. The Oscar-nominated film tells the story of how Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. led the 3-month march from Selma, Alabama to Montgomery in 1965 to secure equal voting rights for Black Americans. Selma is free to rent now through the end of this month on all digital platforms, including iTunes and Amazon.
I've got that on my list.
Me too.
Looking forward to that. Samsung offering a new app to help people up their hand washing game. The hand wash app for Samsung smartwatches can be downloaded from the Galaxy Store. Users can set reminders to wash their hands, for example, like every 2 hours. I think it should be more than that. But it also has a 25-second hand washing countdown, 5 seconds for applying soap, and the rest for scrubbing. It can track your daily hand washing and give you a weekly average, too.
This seems... I want to call this overkill, but I do think it's good that everyone's taking sanitation very seriously.
Take it seriously, but I still think you can just do that on your own.
Hattie, do you need a reminder?
Should I download that right now?
For the kids, maybe.
Yeah, that's right. Well, take a look at this picture. It's our pet walk picture for the day. This is Callie, courtesy all the way of St. Croix, Virgin Islands.
Ooh.
Wow.
What a life Callie has there. The high today, I looked it up in St. Croix, is 90 degrees. Our high here in Madison is 91, so it'll actually feel pretty tropical this afternoon. Take a look at your forecast as you head out the door. Temperatures starting in the 60s this morning, but again, climbing pretty quickly through the day. Lots of sunshine is in our forecast today. Rain moves in, though, tomorrow afternoon and spreads across the entire area through the evening.
All right, Hattie, thank you. Stay with us. You're watching News 3 Now this morning. We'll be right back.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
MG&E, building your community energy company for the future through the power of working together. Committed to cleaner, more sustainable energy, driven by innovation, fostered by shared values. Visit MGE2050.com.
Hi, I'm Tim O'Brien, owner of the Healthy Place Apple Wellness, and boy, has this been a rough season. We are here for you. We're open. Our wellness consultants are trained in the top immune, lung, and inflammation supplements that are important right now. We have live chat on our website and same-day delivery for our Dane County residents, so you do not need to leave the house. We support you. Stop by one of our 4 Madison-based locations or check us out online at findyourhealthyplace.com.
Social distancing and family quarantines are a jarring reality for kids. It's a big adjustment, so it's important that we adults do what we can to help them navigate this new normal. Encourage your kids to ask questions and give them honest, age-appropriate answers. Show them things that they can do to regain some control. And above all, reassure them that their safety is your top priority.
Now more than ever, SSM Health and News 3 Now encourage you to take time for kids.
Take advantage of a special offer on the versatile Kubota BX Series subcompact tractor. Switching attachments is simple, and a smooth hydrostatic transmission makes for easy operation. The Kubota BX Series, the #1 selling subcompact tractor in the U.S. for over 10 years. You own the land. Now, make it yours. Get the Kubota BX 2380 for payments as low as $99 a month.
Save big money on your next project with 11% off everything right now at Menards. Menards has what you need to start and finish your home improvement projects. Plus, you'll save 11% on all of it. Menards also offers contactless pickup. Order and pay for your items online and have one of our team members load your order into your vehicle with zero contact. Stop waiting and start saving with 11% off everything now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Fry Construction is having a sale they've never done before for times we've never seen before, making it the perfect time for home repairs and improvements. With exclusive offers to save you money on roofing, siding, windows, gutters, and design services, all with 0 down, 0% interest, and no monthly payments for 6 months. Plus free virtual consultations from the comfort and safety of your own home, or we will come see you following strict safety protocols. Visit fryconstruction.com for exclusive money-saving offers and contact us today.
MG&E, building your community energy company for the future through the power of working together. Committed to cleaner, more sustainable energy, driven by innovation, fostered by shared values. Visit MGE2050.com.
Familiar faces pushing for change. How some Milwaukee Bucks players are supporting their community right here in Wisconsin.
We have alert days in the forecast this week for the potential for very heavy rain. I'll tell you when that rain is going to begin in just a few minutes.
This is News 3 Now This Morning.
Good morning, everybody, and happy Monday. Thanks for joining us on your June 8th. I'm Leah Lynchine.
And I'm Josh Breiter. Chris Stanford has the morning off. We want to start right away with some breaking news this morning as Beloit police are investigating 1 shooting and 3 shots fired calls that all happened within 5 hours overnight. We'll take a closer look at the map right here. That first call came in just after 7 last night on Moore Street, not far from the Krieger-Haskell golf course. Then 3 minutes later, Beloit police responded to a double shooting about a mile away on South Madison Road near the Woodmans. The 2 people who were shot there are being treated for their injuries and are expected to be okay. Then about 4 hours later at 11:20, officers went to West Grand Avenue right off of Moore Street for another shots fired call. An hour after that, police responded to a shots fired call on Hackett Street near the Abundant Life Church of Beloit. We're told no arrests have been made in any of these incidents, and they're all still active investigations.
In Madison, 1 person is in the hospital after a shooting here on the city's east side overnight. It happened just after 8 last night on East Washington Avenue near the Walgreens. Madison police tell us it's no longer an active scene and that it was a targeted incident, that there's no known threat to the public right now.
We're coming off of the 9th day of demonstrations in Madison following George Floyd's death. And as we've been reporting, each day brings something different. Last night's demonstrations wrapped up before midnight, the earliest since those protests started last Saturday. More than 1,000 people got together to march in solidarity against police brutality and racial injustice. Protesters stopped every 8 minutes and 46 seconds to kneel. That's the amount of time ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin kneeled on Floyd's neck before he died.
We heal as one.
Some familiar faces are leading the crowds in protesting in Milwaukee. Milwaukee Bucks stars Sterling Brown and Giannis Antetokounmpo led 7,000 people through the city yesterday. Giannis tweeted afterwards saying he's proud of everyone who came out for the change. He says, "This is our city and this is bigger than basketball."
Senator Mitt Romney is showing his support for the Black Lives Matter movement by walking with protesters. The Utah Republican joined a march in Washington, D.C. yesterday. He walked with a group of Christians through the city and posted pictures on social media. When asked why he was marching, here's what he had to say.
Make sure that people understand that Black Lives Matter.
One of Romney's aides says he wasn't intending to publicize his march, and what you just heard in that video is all he has to say at this point. Romney marched with a group of 1,500 for about an hour and a half.
Right now, a man is in jail in connection to a shooting at a Seattle protest. Police say the man drove into a group of protesters outside of a police precinct and shot someone around 8:30 last night. The victim is a man in his 20s. He's being treated at the hospital, but is expected to recover.
House Democrats will introduce legislation today that offers a blueprint for reforming policing across the country. The Justice in Policing Act 2020 is a 136-page bill from the Congressional Black Caucus. It includes reforms to make it easier to prosecute police officers for misconduct in civil court. It also looks to improve transparency by creating a national police misconduct registry. It would mandate state and local law enforcement to turn in data on their use of force broken down by race, gender, disability, religion, and age.
Some of the New York Police Department's funding will be reallocated and shifted to youth and social services in the city. That came from an announcement from Mayor Bill de Blasio. His task force on racial inclusion and equity developed the initiatives, which include adding community ambassadors to the department to serve as liaisons between officers and New Yorkers. It's unclear how much of the NYPD's $6 billion annual budget will be cut and given to social services. In Minneapolis, a majority of city council members say they plan to defund and dismantle the city's police department following George Floyd's death. 9 of the council's 13 members voted in support, providing a veto-proof supermajority. Members plan to shift police funding toward more community-based resources. Just hours after that decision, Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey posted on Instagram saying he doesn't support abolishing the department. He says he's committed to making deep structural reforms to change the system and address systemic racism.
Police officers and military service members will no longer be able to get discounts at an East Coast donut shop. Allie's Donuts in Providence, Rhode Island ended their deal after a local officer allegedly racially profiled a local firefighter. On social media, the business says it's time to recognize the voices and stand with our fellow Black and brown Rhode Islanders who want to be treated equally. That decision isn't sitting well with everyone. The police department says it's distasteful, and a local veteran is now buying dozens of donuts from another local shop and giving them to first responders.
6:34 right now. Head McLean is tracking some alert days, and it's about to be a wet, soggy week there, Heads.
It certainly is. Through the middle of this week, we have 2 alert days in the forecast for Tuesday and Wednesday. Now, starting tomorrow afternoon, the remnants of Tropical Storm CRISTOBAL are expected to move into the area. There is the small potential for severe weather, but really heavy rain is the main threat from this particular storm. We're going to see rain for a couple of days. We could add up to 3 inches or more across parts of southern Wisconsin. Now, yesterday, CRISTOBAL moved onshore in Louisiana. This morning, it is a little bit further onshore, close to the southeastern corner of Mississippi. As we go through the next couple of hours, it will continue on its northward track. It is right now a tropical depression, but still packing winds anywhere from 35, gusting up to 45 miles an hour. Now, by tomorrow morning, that storm is expected to be close to the St. Louis area, and it continues to track northward right into southern Wisconsin. This is pretty rare for the remnants of this storm system to actually cross the Badger State. It's only happened a couple of times in history, but it should arrive in southern Wisconsin tomorrow evening, continuing northward up into Canada as we go into Wednesday. Total rain for the state is going to be heavy in some spots, especially through western Wisconsin. Could see over 3 inches of rain, generally 1 to 3 inches for our viewing area. Highest amounts will be to the west, and that's where flash flood watches will go into effect tomorrow. You can see those green shaded counties tomorrow afternoon and evening. That flash flood watch is in effect. This morning, things are pretty quiet. It's actually calm before the storm. Temperatures are in the 60s early this morning. We're looking at future track high temperatures again right around 90 degrees here in Madison, so definitely warmer than it was yesterday. Your future track forecast model shows you that the rain moves in. This is tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Northern edge of those rain bands starting to move into southern Wisconsin, quickly covering the entire area. So if you have outdoor plans tomorrow afternoon, you may want to make alternate plans. It is going to be pretty wet. That rain then continues right through the evening. We have rain and even a few isolated thunderstorms on Wednesday. After that, things are drying out. We have another nice weekend setting up. Take a look at those temperatures. 70s both Saturday and Sunday with lots of sunshine.
All right, Hattie, thank you. A public viewing is scheduled today, all part of services planned for George Floyd. It's happening in his hometown of Houston, Texas. This is a live look at that city this morning. Joe Biden will be traveling there today to meet with Floyd's family. It'll be a private meeting. He's also recording a video message for the private funeral service, which will be held tomorrow. Looking ahead, President Trump could make an address this week on race and national unity. Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson tells CNN the address is under serious consideration right now. Carson says the president will speak more on Floyd's death and the protests that have followed.
We are hoping for another day of declines after seeing 4 consecutive days of decreasing positive cases of the coronavirus. The latest from the DHS shows the percent of positive COVID-19 tests is down to 2.3%. That's down from 2.7 on Saturday, 2.9 on Friday. About 70% of the state's nearly 21,000 confirmed cases have recovered. Meanwhile, Public Health Madison and Dane County will start looking at data to determine whether we can move into phase 2 of the county's reopening plan. Here's the list of criteria they're looking at. As it stands right now, we do meet the minimum requirements. More than half of the metrics are green, and percent positive cases and cases per day are not red. Dane County officials will be analyzing the data this week. They aren't expected to make a decision until Friday.
Up to 400,000 New Yorkers are expected to go back to work today as New York City enters phase 1 of its reopening plan. This means tens of thousands of construction projects will pick back up and retail will return with curbside pickups. With crowding on mass transit being a concern, employers are being asked by the city to stagger schedules and offer flexible hours. Restaurants, however, aren't included in phase 1. They have to wait until phase 2.
We are following breaking news within the last half hour here. A new study shows 60 million coronavirus infections have been prevented because of shutdown orders in the U.S. In China, it's as many as 285 million. The study is out of UC Berkeley. One significant finding, school closures seem to have no significant effect. However, the authors of this study say the issue does require much more research.
6:39 this Monday morning, and a look at the roads right now as we take a look at Dane County. No crashes to report out there. Looks like Rock County's looking good as well. There's your drive times. If you're heading in from Janesville, around 25 minutes. Sauk City to Middleton, around 16 minutes. Let's take a live look outside on this Monday morning. Beautiful start so far. Already pretty mild out there. We've got a steamy Monday on the way today. Hattie's got more on the heat and the rain coming in behind it.
And staying safe while exploring the outdoors. How to protect your kids from dangers during the coronavirus pandemic. That's when News 3 Now This Morning returns.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, inventor of MyPillow. Just like you, I had problems sleeping. I tried every pillow out there and nothing worked. 15 years ago, I invented MyPillow. It took me 2 years to develop because I wanted to have everything you would ever want in a pillow. I made sure that you could adjust my patented fill so you could have the exact support you need as an individual, regardless of your sleep position. I also wanted a pillow that would last, so I made MyPillow machine washable and dryable. I back MyPillow with a 10-year warranty and a 60-day money-back guarantee. Not only that, I do all my own manufacturing in my home state of Minnesota.
I really like the fact that it was made in the USA. I think that USA products are a better quality product. I've tried a lot of other pillows and nothing's worked like MyPillow.
I'm interrupting this commercial right now to give you deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but also my mattress toppers, sheets, and so much more. For example, you can get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
I used to think that sheets were just sheets. I got the Giza Dream sheets. They are the most comfortable sheets I've ever had.
The Go Anywhere pillow is so easy to just roll up and take anywhere I want to go.
Go Anywhere pillow is really comfortable, so that's what I really like. It's nice and supportive, and it's nice and small.
The MyPillow topper, for the first time, has enabled me to have a cool night's sleep. I'm able to go to bed and just get rest.
That's 3 inches of wonderful that's in the MyPillow mattress topper. It's just like a firm cloud.
MyPillow helps me get a good night's sleep so I can do my job in the morning.
Go to MyPillow.com to get deep discounts, not just on my pillows, but so much more. For example, you get body pillows regularly $89.99, now only $29.99, or MyPillow dog beds for as low as $19.99 with your promo code.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
General Heating and Air Conditioning. Our large fleet of service vehicles are nearby, and our mobile fabrication shops allow us to save you time and money. When your home comfort system needs servicing or replacing, turn to the experts at Carrier and General Heating and Air Conditioning.
We know you're worried about keeping your family healthy right now.
We're all craving sunnier skies and warmer temperatures. But as we move into spring, you should know our First Warn Weather Team is preparing to keep your family safe during severe weather season. We're ready, armed with the latest First Warn technology and an experienced team of meteorologists. So focus on your family. Your First Warn team has the weather covered, on air, online, and on your phone.
Trust the weather leaders. The First Warn Weather Team on News 3 Now and Channel 3000.
Welcome back. During the COVID-19 pandemic, experts have been telling us we're safer at home, but families are also encouraged to get outdoors and stay active.
In this week's Time for Kids segment, Amanda Quintana tells us how to stay safe outside.
SSM Health pediatrician Dr. Dan Beardmore says the risk of contracting coronavirus is much lower when you're outside than it is when you're inside or in a large crowd. Since no one is sneezing or coughing close to you, outdoor activities are really low risk. So he's encouraging families to get out and bike, hike, and play, but also while staying safe from injuries not involving the virus, like head injuries. He says if you're on wheels, skateboard, rollerblades, bike, anything with wheels under it, you should have a helmet on.
And we're not just talking about scrapes and, hairline fractures, though both could be very bad. We're talking about your brain. And your brain is an important organ, one of our two most important organs. The effects of a concussion can be serious and can be long-lasting.
He says it's important for parents to set a standard that kids should always wear their helmet. Overall, he wants families to get outside, saying the vitamin D and the fresh air will help us both emotionally and physically, since a lot of us need a change of scenery after being cooped up inside for so long.
Cooped up is right. I know I was ready to get outside this weekend.
I think now that we see the nicer weather, like I've been out for walks, rollerblading, biking, I'm doing whatever I can to get out of my little apartment.
Yeah, Zach and I canoed. We hiked a little bit at Devil's Lake this weekend. Hattie, you were out biking?
Yeah, biking the Southwest Commuter Trail, the Capital City Trail. It was just a beautiful weekend for any outdoor activity.
Right. Not quite the case over the next couple of days, though, right?
Well, if you're going to go outside, you probably want to do it earlier rather than later today, because it is going to heat up quite a bit across southern Wisconsin. Sun is already up. You can see that behind me from our WIC TV sky camera shot this morning. We are off to a clear start to the day. Temperatures are going to warm pretty quickly as well. Take a look at our current numbers. We're down to 62 here in Madison, 63 in Janesville. Platteville and Prairie du Chien, though, are actually up a couple of degrees already to 68. Dew points are in the 50s right now and will, though, inch up just a little bit. It should stay relatively low through the day today as far as those dew point numbers are concerned. Our air temperature, that's another story, though. We are going to climb into the upper 80s, even low 90s in a few spots later on this afternoon. So sunshine, south winds, and pretty hot conditions today. Your future track heat index values, just a couple of degrees warmer than the actual air temperature. Dew points won't get terribly high, but it is going to feel pretty hot today, even by 9 p.m. Still feeling like it's in the 80s in many locations. So stay cool today, do whatever you can. Our forecast for the rest of the week is much cooler. We also have a lot of rain on the way. We'll talk about those alert days and the remnants of Cristobal coming up in just a few minutes.
Yeah, we got so used to all those clouds. Now I'm trying to remember that I need to put the sunscreen on every time before I go outside because that's
You've been looking very tan,
hey,
sir.
but a healthy tan. I promise I've been putting it on because like last year I remember I had a couple really bad moments. But
you were peeling last year. I remember
my nose is always so sensitive. I mean, a lot of people have some sensitive areas and stuff, but
good reminder.
Important to remember that stuff.
Thank you, Hattie. Coming up in the morning sprint this morning, we are tracking the latest out of Beloit as police there investigate 4 separate shots fired incidents.
And you are taking a live look at Houston, Texas this morning, where a memorial service for George Floyd will be happening later today. Coming up, we'll tell you who will be in court today as that criminal case continues. Stay with us.
But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, let us know so we can share their picture on TV.
East High School virtual commencement, Friday night at 7.
RHD Plumbing has the most reliable professionals in the industry. With honesty you can trust to deliver quality products and workmanship, dedicated to being the best. RHD Plumbing now offers complete bathroom and kitchen remodeling, the best plumbers, and everything else you need to finish your dream project. For your home or business, get the job done right the first time with no surprises with the reliable, honest, and dedicated plumbing professionals of RHD Plumbing, proud partner of the Green Bay Packers.
It's here, Slumberland's huge clearance event. You do not want to miss this one. Massive markdowns all over. closeouts, floor samples, one-of-a-kind items, crazy low prices like sofas as low as $278, this gorgeous bed on closeout for only $148, or this classic sectional for just $7.99. Plus, get totally free doorstep shipping. No contact, no minimum. Hurry into our huge clearance event and save. Only at Slumberland Furniture.
A man with a torn rotator cuff has surgery, but continues to aggravate it because he has to get back to work to pay his bills. A young woman who was assaulted by her friend's dad when she was 8 years old. A new mother recuperating from a difficult C-section upon the birth of her third child. A young man who was severely bullied and ostracized since middle school. Can you relate to these stories and understand why each of these scenarios ended up with someone who is addicted to opioids or other substances? When you hear the backstory, it's easier to understand that addiction can happen to anyone. The root cause? Often pain, either physical or emotional. They are people. Instead of judging the result, consider the reason, and then help them become aware of resources available in our Madison area. Visit unitedmadison.com/addiction. Brought to you by 5 Door Recovery, other supporters, and United Madison.
Lately, we found new ways to support and care for each other. And while every gesture counts, so too does every dollar. That's why American Family Insurance is returning $425 million to our customers. This includes a 10% savings for all current and new auto customers for the rest of the year. We hope this does your world some good and reminds you that supporting your dreams means the world to us. Contact your agent or go to amfam.com to learn about more ways to save.
It's time to get serious about your lawn. It's time to step up to the best mower brand money can buy. For nearly 4 decades, Skag has been the easy choice for lawn care professionals. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best when it comes to mowing your lawn. There's sure to be a Skag model that's perfect for your yard, big or small. Make your lawn the envy of the neighborhood.
Power Centers of Madison. Visit powercentersofmadison.com.
We've got the power! Get the facts with Reality Check, only on News 3 Now.
Welcome back at 6:50, time for the morning sprint.
We start with some breaking news overnight out of Beloit, where police are investigating 3 shots fired calls and 1 shooting that happened within 5 hours of each other. The first call came in just after 7 on Moore Street, and then 3 minutes later, police responded to a double shooting about a mile away on South Madison Road near the Woodmans. The 2 people who were shot there are being treated for their injuries and are expected to be okay.
About 4 hours later, at 11:30, Beloit officers went to West Grand Avenue, just off of Moore Street, for another shots fired call. And then another hour later, police responded to a call on Hackett Street near the Abundant Life Church of Beloit. We're told no arrests have been made in any of these incidents. They are all still active investigations.
1 person in Madison is recovering in the hospital after being shot on the city's east side overnight. This happened just after 8 on East Washington Avenue near Walgreens. Madison police tell us it is no longer an active scene and that it was a targeted incident, so there's no known threat to the public.
We are coming off the 9th day of demonstrations here in Madison following George Floyd's death. Last night's events wrapped up before midnight, the earliest since protests started last Saturday. More than 1,000 folks came out to march, stopping every 8 minutes and 46 seconds to kneel. That's the amount of time ex-Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin kneeled on Floyd's neck before he died.
We making something great happen. We making something positive happen, something that's heard, around the world. You got different countries coming together and fighting and standing for something.
You might recognize that man. That's the Bucks' Sterling Brown. He and Giannis Antetokounmpo led 7,000 people through the city yesterday. Giannis tweeted afterwards saying he is proud of everyone who came out for change. He says, "This is our city and this is bigger than basketball."
Make sure the people understand that Black Lives Matter.
Senator Mitt Romney is showing his support for the Black Lives Matter movement by walking with protesters. The Utah Republican joined a march in Washington, D.C. yesterday. He walked with a group of 1,500 Christians through the city and posted pictures on social media. One of Romney's aides says he wasn't intending to publicize his march, and what you just heard in that video is all he has to say at this point. He marched with the group for about an hour and a half.
Right now, 1 man is in jail in connection to a shooting at a protest in Seattle. Police say the man drove into a group of protesters outside of a police precinct and shot someone around 8:30 last night. That victim is a man in his 20s and is being treated at the hospital, but is expected to recover.
House Democrats will introduce legislation today that offers a blueprint for reforming policing across the country. The Justice in Policing Act 2020 is a 136-page bill from the Congressional Black Caucus. It looks to improve transparency by creating a national police misconduct registry. It would mandate state and local law enforcement to turn in data on their use of force, broken down by race, gender, disability, religion, and age.
Some of the New York Police Department's funding will be reallocated and shifted to youth and social services in the city. Mayor Bill de Blasio made that announcement. His task force on racial inclusion and equity developed the initiatives, which include adding community ambassadors to the department to serve as liaisons between officers and New Yorkers. It's unclear how much of the NYPD's $6 billion annual budget will be cut and given to social services.
A majority of Minneapolis council members says they plan to defund and dismantle the city's police department following Floyd's death. 9 of the council's 13 members voted in support, providing a veto-proof supermajority. Members plan to shift police funding toward more community-based resources. Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey posted on Instagram saying he does not support abolishing the department, but is committed to making deep structural reforms to change the system.
A public viewing is scheduled for today, all part of services planned for George Floyd. It's happening in Floyd's hometown of Houston, Texas. This is a live look there right now. Joe Biden will be traveling there today to meet with Floyd's family in a private meeting. He's also recording a video message for the private funeral service, which will be held tomorrow.
Back in Minneapolis, Derek Chauvin will be in court for his first appearance later today. The former police officer is facing a second-degree murder charge in Floyd's death. The 3 other officers involved are also in jail and facing other charges.
President Trump could make an address this week on race and national unity. Housing and Urban Development Secretary Ben Carson tells CNN the address is under serious consideration right now. Carson says the president will speak more on Floyd's death and the protests that followed.
We are hoping for another day of declines after seeing 4 consecutive days of decreasing positive cases of coronavirus. The latest from the DHS shows the percent of positive COVID-19 tests is down to 2.3%. That's down from 2.7 on Saturday and 2.9 on Friday. About 70% of the state's nearly 21,000 confirmed cases have recovered.
Public Health Madison and Dane County will start looking at data tomorrow to determine whether or not we can move into phase 2 of the county's reopening plan. Here's a list of criteria they'll be looking at. As it stands right now, we meet the minimum requirements. Dane County officials will be analyzing the data this week and aren't expected to make a decision until Friday.
And breaking news just within the last hour, a new study shows 60 million coronavirus infections have been prevented because of shutdown orders in the U.S. In China, it's as many as 285 million. That study is out of UC Berkeley. One significant finding there, school closures seem to have no significant effect. However, the authors say the issue does require more research.
6:55, final look at the roads on this Monday morning. Across Madison, no crashes to report. Seen some more delays popping up along East Washington Avenue and a couple along West Wash near the Capitol. That's your First Warn traffic.
And your First Warn weather starts with a pool day today. The polar bear is already in the pool, and you may want to find your way there as well. It's going to be a pretty hot one today as high temperatures climb to 91 degrees later on this afternoon. It's going to be a quick warm-up this morning with plenty of sunshine. We're going to stay hot through the day today, but tomorrow, as moisture from the remnants of that tropical storm move into the area, we're going to see our rain chances really ramp up. So staying dry today, but Tuesday, especially during the evening hours, you can expect to get wet here across southern Wisconsin. We'll likely see anywhere from 1 to 3 inches of rain on Tuesday and Wednesday from that particular system. Behind that system, things cool down a little bit. We have lots of sunshine and very comfortable conditions as well towards the end of the week. For the upcoming weekend, we have mostly sunny skies with highs in the low to mid 70s.
All right, Hattie, thank you very much. And thanks for joining us on your Monday, folks. We hope you have a great start to your work week, and we'll see you right back here Tuesday morning.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
When looking for a TV and internet provider, we know you have a choice. This is Jessica. She still has satellite TV.
Well, I get tons of HD.
Spectrum has tons of HD, and we love Spectrum's 24-hour local news channel. Plus, we get exclusive access to premium original content with Spectrum Originals.
I don't have that.
Get Spectrum TV from $44.99 a month. Call 833-976-4499.
Spectrum Internet starts at 200 megabits with no data caps and a free modem.
We have to get internet from another company, and it isn't nearly as fast.
Spectrum Internet, $44.99 a month.
I'd switch, but I'm stuck in a contract and would have to pay up to $480 to cancel.
Spectrum has no contracts, and they'll pay up to $500 to help you out of yours.
That's it. I'm switching to Spectrum.
Get Spectrum TV and Internet from $44.99 a month each. Call 833-9